Very nice. So now, last week we learned the story. What was that? Does anybody remember? Put it in the chat box. Let me see if you remember what was the last time story. Put it in the chat box. Yes, Dhruv Maharaj. Very good. Devika, you remember? Yeah. So what happened in that story? Yes, Litika, Lekhana, Nishant, Smera, Arav, Srinitya. Everybody remembers. Very nice. Good response. Okay. Those who have raised your hands, but if you have a doubt, you can ask at the end of the session. But if you have to answer to this, then you can lower your hands and you can just put it on the chat box. Okay. Lower your hands if you do not have any doubts. Okay. Lower your hands. Ritika, Anmay. Yes. He wanted a bigger kingdom than his father, than his grandfather. Correct? Yes. So he meditated. So when he meditated, who was that one person who came to help him? Who was the one person who came to help? Yes, Narad Muni had come there. Very good, Lekhana. So, what happened here? What did Narad Muni do? Devika Ara, what did Narad Muni do? He gave a mantra. What mantra did he give to Dhruv Maharaj? In the chat box. What did he give? What did he give? What mantra did he give? Yes, he told a mantra. What was the mantra? Yes, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, this was being chanted again and again by Dhruv Maharaj. And he ultimately went to Bhagavadam, to the Lord's kingdom, right? So, today also, today what happens? Yes, because he was asked to seek Vishnu's help. That's why he went to the forest and to meet the Lord and to get a kingdom bigger than his father's. Very good. Okay, now let's come to today's story. All right. Okay, so today's story, what happens? What does Narad Muni do today? Hmm. Any idea? Any idea what Narad Muni does today? He makes another person a devotee today. Now let's see who's that person. Okay. Now these days everybody is going to Kumbh Mela, right? What is happening in Kumbh Mela? What is going on over there? Everybody is taking a dip in the holy river, right? Which rivers are there? Which place is this happening in? Put it in the chat box. Which place is this Kumbh Mela happening in? Yes, in Prayagraj. And which are the three rivers over there? Which are the three rivers? Uh, put it on the chat box, Anmay. Put it on the chat box, beta. Yes, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. So all these three rivers are meeting in that place in Prayagraj. And because of this, one moment. Sorry. So, yes, so there are three rivers that are meeting in Prayagraj. That is Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. And it is supposed to be such a sacred place that all the Devi Devtas, all the god and the goddesses come to that place to take a dip in that holy river. In that holy river Sangam. It is called Sangha, Triveni Sangam, because three means Triveni in Triveni, three means three. So, three rivers meeting there is supposed to be a holy point there. So, Narad Muni goes there to take a dip in the holy river today. Okay, today means this story did not happen today, right? At 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No, this did not happen today, 2 o'clock. Okay, this happened many, many years ago. It has come from Padma Puran. So we have all stories based on some or the other real story that has happened, I mean, which is written in different various books. Okay, so what does Narad Muni do? He comes to Prayagraj to take a dip in the holy river, in the Triveni Sangam. Okay, so when he comes there, what does he see? He comes down and then he sees that there is a bird which has fallen over there. And he says, oh my God, what happened to this bird? It has got a arrow on its body, but it did not die. It is in deep, deep pain. It did not even die, and it's not able to even live properly. So it is not in a condition that it can live well also. Then he goes a little further. He sees another rabbit there. Then he sees a deer, and he sees various animals like that in the forest. And he's wondering what is going on. One animal is understood, but here there are so many animals like that, which have got an arrow in their body, whether it's a feet or here, hands or here or there in the body, and they're left in a condition where they did not even die and where they're not even able to live. And Narad Muni gets very worried and he's like, what is going on here? Huh? How did this happen? What should I do now? And he's looking around here and there. He cannot see anybody there. And then what happens? Suddenly, see, this is Prayagraj where people come to take a dip in the Mahakumbh Mela. Yes? And suddenly he sees that there is a big, big giant over there. Okay? See, he sees a deer, he sees a rabbit, he sees various other animals which are killed. Then suddenly he sees such a big human being, so dark, so dirty, and he's like not at all clean and is not even able to look at him. He's in that bad condition, and Narad Muni is wondering what to do. That what happens in the forest? There are a lot of trees. So when there are a lot of trees, what happens? There is fall of the leaves there. The leaves fall there. They get dried over there. So when a person walks on those leaves, what happens? Chir, chir, sound comes like that when we walk on that. Yes. So suddenly a sound was coming like that, and that man who was so bad looking turned around to see what is going on, and he sees that there is such a, I mean, a godly type of a person. And he is like, oh my God, who's this? He looks like God. He looks like he is himself, the Lord which has come down on the earth. And he's got nothing to say at all. And he's just looking and looking and looking at him. All his anger vanishes because a person like that, he gets very angry, right? A person like that is so dirty, he doesn't think good, he doesn't do good. His anger is on his top level on the head. All his anger vanishes when he sees Narad Muni and he's like, all astounded. And then what happens? He comes there and Narad Muni asks him, who are you? Then he says, who are you? What are you doing here? Then he says, I am Mrigari. Huh? Then Narad Muni says, I am here because Mrigari says, why are you here? Did you lose your way here? Narad Muni says, yeah, I lost my way. Did he lose his way? No. He had come there to take a dip in the holy river, right? In the Triveni Sangam. So Narad Muni says, just like that, he says, yeah, I lost my way. And then, but you know what? I saw something very weird here. I see that there are so many animals on the way which have died here and there. And they have not completely died. And they are not even in a condition where they can live. I wonder why that happened. And God knows who's that person who did that. It must be so cruel, right? Then Mrigari looks at him and he says, I'm the one who did that. Narad Muni says, why? Why would you do something like that? You did not even kill them completely and you left them just like that in pain. Then Mrigari says, yes, I did that. Why should I not do that? From childhood, I've been doing that. I've been killing animals and I leave them like that only. I don't let them die. I enjoy when I see them in pain. And he's all happy about what he's doing and is so proud about it. Yeah. And he's like, I kill all the animals and I'm proud of it. I have been doing it from childhood. I have no regrets about anything. Narad Muni is like, really? Then do one thing. From the next time that you kill animals, what will you do? Kill them completely. Is that what advice you would have got if you were in the place of Mrigari? Yeah? Would you have given anybody advice like that? Kill the animal completely? Or would you say, no, next time you're not going to kill any animals. You have to stop that. That's what we would advise, right? But here Mrigari got an opposite advice. And he's like, kill, kill the animals completely. Mrigari says, why? What is the harm? Whether I kill them completely or whether I leave them dying like this, what is the difference? Anyways, they are in pain, right? Narad Muni says, no. There is a big difference between the two of them. What is the difference there? If we kill a person completely, then it is a murder, a complete murder, right? So you get punishment for a animal being murdered. For that murder, you get a punishment. But what happens when you are attempting to kill somebody but not killing that animal completely? Then what happens? You're leaving that animal in deep, deep pain. He can't stand up, he can't breathe properly, he can't look around properly, he can't eat anything. Nothing can be done. He's just lying over there in pain. And for God knows how many hours, how many days he'll have to lie down like that till he meets his death completely, right? That was so painful. So he says, Narad Muni says, for this, what will happen? You will get the punishment of murdering. Plus, you are putting that animal, that living being in pain, right? So you will get double punishment. Mrigari was like, okay, but what do I have got to do with that? Because I have been doing this ever since I was a child. So why will I get punished for that? I have always been doing all this. Narad Muni said, it's not like that. Yeah, why is it not like that? Can anybody tell me why it is not like that? Why does Narad Muni say, no, it's not like that? Why would he say that? Any idea? Because what we do, it comes back to us, right? So if we harm somebody, there will be a day when we also will get harmed. Correct? So God is always balancing, right? I'm sure you all grown up children, you know what's a positive and what's a negative figure, right? So as many negatives we have in our kitty and as many positives we have, at the end of the day, they are put together to see if we have more negative or more positive. According to that, we will get our next birth. So, rightly said Anaya, it is karma. So, this karma, this circle of karma will keep going on the basis of how we behave, right? So, if we behave well, only then we will get good in return to us, right? If we behave bad, then what will happen? Bad will come to us. Then he is like all baffled. And then Narad Muni says, you did it in this life. Now imagine how many lives it is going to take for you because you not killed one and two animals. You killed so many animals in all these years. So imagine what a great punishment and how many lives you will have to spend taking all that pain. Mrigari is like, no, 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 no. I did not know all this. I did not know about this karma and this good and bad and all. I never knew about all this. I did it unintentionally. And if I knew, then why would I do it? He says, now, is there a way out of all this? Can I come out of this cycle of all these kind of. But raise your hands only if you have any questions. And that too, at the end of the session, we will take it, okay? So this cycle of good and bad, the birth and death will continue till it gets zeroed out, right? Then Mrigari is like, okay, so this is what it is. So then now tell me something. How will I come out of this? Narad Muni says, now imagine you did all of this. For what did you do? You did it for your family, right? Mrigari says, I did it for my family, obviously, because I have to give them food to eat. I had to fend all the necessities for them. So that's why I had to do it. Then he says, imagine if you go and ask your family, I have done all this for you guys. So will you share all the negative points with me? Yeah? Will anybody share it? Nobody is going to share. They'll say, no, 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 no. You did it. You see what you want to do with it. I never told you go kill animals and go bring all this, right? So that's why when we do something negative, we are doing it. So we should always remember that we do good or bad, it is going to come back to us. That's why always remember before doing anything like that we should get what we want to get, then we have to give the same way. If we give good, we will get good back. If we give bad, we will get the bad back in return. Okay, so then Narad Muni says, okay, fine. Then he says, I want something from you. Okay. See, he says, I have learned this from childhood. So how can I break the cycle of the sinful reactions? So then he says, fine, I will help you. Now, what does Narad Muni say? He says, I want something from you. Then what does Narad Muni ask for? He says something, right? He doesn't say what. Then immediately Mrigari. What will Mrigari have to give Narad Muni? What will he have? He has a lot of money, right? He has killed so many animals. So if we kill animals, what do we get? Like suppose elephants. we get the tusk of the elephant, then we get the skin of the lion, the tiger, we get all the skin of different animals. Then there are so many other byproducts that are used of all those animals, different parts and things like that. He would have earned so much of money with all of that. He would have so many products with him at home of all those animals, right? So Mrigari says, okay, no problem. I got a lot of money. I will give you whatever you want. Come home with me. Narad Muni says, no, no. What will I do with all that? What will Narad Muni do with all that? He is a devotee of whom? Whom is a devotee of? He's a devotee of Vishnu, right? He is doing Narayan, Narayan all the time. What will he do with all the animal skin and all that? Hai na? So then what happens? He says, that's not what I want. I want that you have a bow and an arrow that you use for hunting, right? I want you to break that. Yes, Palaski, he was the devotee of Lord Vishnu. So now Narad Muni says, I want you to break that bow and arrow what you have. Break it. Like you remember Kevat in that Kevat and Ram story? Yeah, he says, if something happens to my boat, then who's going to look after me? And who's going to look after my family then? So similarly here, Mrigari also has a question and he says, if I break my bow and arrow, if I don't kill animals, then how am I going to look after my family then after this? What does Narad Muni do? He looks after all of this, right? So he says, you don't worry about all that. I will take care of it. Okay. So Narad Muni is always there to help. And now he sees that slowly he is agreeing to do whatever Narad Muni says. So what does Mrigari do? He says, Mrigari, you have to go home. Whatever you have at home, your money, those products of those animals, that skin, that ivory, and whatever you have, I want you to give away. Just donate everything. Okay, to the Brahmanas. Just donate everything. Don't keep anything with you. The clothes that you are wearing, that is one set of clothes and one extra set of clothes. That is all you will take and you will come to the forest. Mrigari goes and he does as he is advised. And then what happens? Mrigari comes back to the forest. And what does he do there? See, can you see in the picture there? There is a small hut behind him. Then there is a small tulsi plant over there. Can you see that behind Mrigari? Yeah. So he says, I want that you should plant a tulsi plant there and stay in that hut, and you have to chant the mantra. And what was the mantra that he would have given this time? Any idea what mantra would have been given this time? Yes? Anybody? No? Yes, Nishant, put it in the chat box. Okay. Abhyadev says Rama, Rama, Rama. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else has anything else to say? Okay, this time he gives the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which, yes, Mera, very good, Lekhana. So he says, you have to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And what is that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so he says, this is the mantra you have to sit and chant there. So this is okay, fine. What about my eating now? What about my family? What are they going to eat? Then he says, that you don't worry, I told you, right? Um, he says, okay, fine. Then what happens? He says, on one condition, I will help you about your eating problem. Then he says, what? Whatever comes to your house, whatever eatable you get, what should you do? Keep only as much as you need. And whatever is extra, you give it away. You donate that away, he says. Suppose your family has 4 5 members. Okay, you need this much quantity of food, so you keep only that much and rest of it you have to donate, he says. You can't keep anything extra with you. So then Mrigari says, okay, fine. Then he's waiting, is chanting Hare Krishna, is going on chanting. And then what happens? The whole village gets to know that something like this is happening, and everybody is wondering what is going on here. Mrigari is someone who is a hunter and who has killed. So what does Mrigari mean? Mrig means, what does Mrig mean? Any idea? Anybody has any idea what is a Mrig? What is Mrig in Hindi or in Sanskrit? What is it? Any idea? Yes, Mera, very good. It is a deer. Yes. So it's a deer. It's not a tree. It's a deer. Mrig is a deer, and Ari means someone who is a hunter who is killing. So a person who is hunting animals is called a Mrigari. That's why his name is Mrigari. Okay, never mind the name. Now let's come to the thing about what he does. What he is doing, he is chanting, 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 and he's in so much of devotion. Everybody is all excited, surprised, all kinds of emotions on their face, and they come to see him. What do we do when we go to somebody's house as a guest? What do? We take something to their house, right? A sweet box, a bouquet, or something or the other we take and we go to their house, right? When we visit somebody, yeah. So similarly, when people got to know that something like this is happening in the village, then people started pouring into his house. And what happens? He sees that people are getting fruits, grains, vegetables, flowers, and all sorts of things for him. Coming there to visit, people are coming there to see him. What a transformation a human being can have. Everybody is wondering, is it really possible that a hunter can become a devotee like this? And this level of devotion, everybody was too much surprised to see all that. Everybody wanted to see what is going on. So people all started pouring into his house, and he started getting so much of food. But then what did Mrigari do? He remembers, right? What Lord Vishnu said? What did he say? Sorry, what Narad Muni said. What did Narad Muni say? What did Narad Muni tell Mrigari about the food? Does anybody remember? Yes? Put it on the chat box button. Anmay, Manonmay, put it on the chat box. What did Narad Muni tell Mrigari? What should he do about the food? Yes, all the extra food should be donated. Yes, Rehan, Devika, Anaya, Lekhna, Smira, Hariram, Anaya. Very good. Good. See, this is how you should be attentive listening to the story, right? That is when you will get an interest into it. And then what will happen? You learn something out of it and you also will try to work on that path. Yes, Lithika, all the extra food should be given away, is what Narad Muni had told. So, what does Mrigari do? He gives away all the extra food. So, now what happened? He's become a person who can even donate now. He's at that level where he can even donate, right? So he's getting so many good things, so many positive things in his kitty now, right? So he started getting a transformation in his life, and he kept chanting, chanting, chanting. So what would he do? What do you think? Like Dhruv Maharaj, did he play in the evening for some time and then he chanted? Did he do something like that? No, he was chanting all the time, right? Yes. So similarly here, Mrigari, what did he do? I chanted enough. Now, see what I did all these years. I hunted, right? So I chanted a little bit. I got so much of food. Now let's get back to hunting. Did he do that? No, he did not do that. He kept chanting, and then he kept saying, what did he keep saying? What did he keep chanting? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. He kept chanting, chanting, chanting. What happens when a person does so much of devotion, right? You've seen the level of that, that when Dhruv Maharaj stopped his breathing, the entire universe came to a standstill, right? So, Brigari's devotion also was up to that level of remembering the Lord or chanting the Lord's name. Okay. Then what happens one day? Narad Muni. As usual, all of us got to know by now. He can be anywhere, anytime. No appointment needed, nothing needed, right? So one day he was going with Parvatraj in the sky. And what did he see? He saw that Mrigari is there down. Okay. So he says, oh, I remember Mrigari. I had gone to him one day and I had told him that this is how you need to follow the path, and you will get a transformation of your life from being a hunter to a devotee, and it will change your karma. And he says, let me go and see. Is it really chanting or is he getting back again to hunting? Yeah. So Narad Muni and Parvat Muni, both of them come down from the sky. And what do? They come there and they look at Mrigari. What is he doing? Brigari suddenly sees both of them coming there. And then what does he do? Huh? Goes there to do Dandavat Pranam. Now, does anybody remember what is Dandavat Pranam? Yes? Anybody remembers what is Dandavat Pranam? No? Dand means stick. Yes? So, falling straight down on the ground. Yeah? No, it's not a dip in the holy water. It is touching the feet. Yes, Mera. And you lie down straight down and you touch the feet and you take blessings of the elderly devotee or the Lord. Lord, we can't see so easily, right? So, taking the blessings of the elderly devotee there. Now, when he wanted to do that, what happened? It is a jungle, right? There'll be so many insects, there'll be so many other things. Then what happened? This is what happened there. Look at the picture there. Can you see? Can you see ants over there? Yes. So what is he doing to the ants there? What is he doing? He's killing the ants. Narad Muni is like, what is the use of teaching you all this and telling you all that path? You didn't even follow. Is that what happened here? No. Smera says, no, no, that's not what happened. Huh, Ritika? That did not happen, right? Okay. Then what happened here? He's using a cloth. What is he doing with that? He's trying to take off the ants from his path so that he can move the ants slowly on one side and then he can do the Dandavat Pranam. Yeah. A hunter who's so cruel, who's so bad looking, and who is like filled with anger, all in Tamoguna. I hope everybody knows what are the three types of gunas, right? Who is in full Tamoguna. And now what is he? He's come to Satoguna now. Yes. And then he's eating sattvic food. He's chanting Harinama. Yeah. And then he's not even killing animals and nothing. He's even the ants is trying to take off from his path. That is a very, very, very big transformation, right? Is it possible for any of us to do something like that? Yes? Can we do something like that? No, we cannot do that. It's not possible at all. Why so much? If your parents say, can you put the phone down for some time? Enough of that phone. And you'll be like, why? I took the phone just now and you want to take away the phone now itself. And you get back and you start shouting at your parents, right? You get angry. Take the phone. And you get angry. For little while you can't leave the phone. For little while you can't change your habits. For little while we can't talk properly to each other, right? But I'm sure all of you are in E-Gurukul. Now these many weeks that you are here, I'm sure the transformation has happened in everybody, right? So whatever person you might have been earlier, now what is happening? You are getting a transformation there in yourselves, right? I'm sure everybody does one round of mala at least every day. Yes? Am I right? Oh, Smera says, I don't play with my phone. Very good. Should not play because what happens if we play? We get into the habit of using that phone all the time and trying to play and you wasting all our time, right? So, what should we do? We should be able to sacrifice all the bad and keep all the good with us. You know? So, that is how we will be able to go into the next level. Yes, Anmay, very good. So, Smera is logged in through the laptop, is it? Okay. Devika reads only books. Very nice. At this age and at this stage where children are always on the phone and playing, I don't even remember the names of the games. What is that? Free Fire and God knows what all people play, right? And here there are children who are reading books. So you can imagine, since the time you've come into E-Gurukul, or maybe even before that you were like that. So you can imagine how you have either continued all your good or you have accepted something good in yourselves, right? Yes, Samita also reads books. Even Devika reads books. Very good. Hari Ram says, I watch only sometimes. But it's not just about the phone, right? About the food, imagine. Now, what are we supposed to do if we are here in E Gurukul? What we have to do? When we have to do mala, what we should do? We should not eat onion garlic, right? Because we should keep bhoga for the Lord first and then we should eat, correct? So, what do we do? We cannot use onion and garlic, right? So, in that case, what happens? What happens in that case? Are we able to leave the onion and garlic that we have been eating maybe for this last so many years? It's not so easy for us, right? So, Mrigari, who's been a hunter with so much of tamogun himself, has transformed himself from not just tamoguna to rajoguna direct. He got a promotion to satoguna level and he became a proper and pure devotee of the Lord. And see what he's doing in the picture. Can you see behind? When somebody comes home, what happens during those times? What would happen? Now the guests have come home, right? Now here he is the guru, right? So Narad Muni is sitting there, and you can see that he is washing the feet. You remember even Kevat did that? He washed the feet of Ram, you know, and then he drank that water. Similarly, he's washing their feet there. Can you see what Mrigari is doing? Yes. So he did that, and then can you see the next picture? You can see the next picture. Okay, in that same picture you can see that there are some eatables also in the basket, right? Yeah, so in the basket there are eatables, so he washes the feet, he gives them something to eat, he does all of that, and then what is he doing in the next picture? Next picture, what is he doing on the other side? He's dancing. What is he dancing to? Hip hop music. Yeah. No, then what is he doing there? Why is he dancing? He's too happy. Narad Muni's come home. Oh, Narad Muni's come home, come home. Is he dancing like that? Yes. Very good, Samhita. He is dancing on a kirtan. He is singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he's singing, singing and dancing. He is also very happy. And in that kirtan, looking at him, Narad Muni is all astonished. And he's like, truly, truly, he's been transformed. Then what does he say? Parvat Muni is also along with him, right? Parvat Muni says, Narad Muni, you are just too amazing. Why? Because you are like a touchstone. Does anybody know what is a touchstone? It is a paras. It is called a touchstone where anything that is touched to that stone, it converts into gold. Okay. So it's got that chemical capacity that any metal touched to the paras stone, it gets converted to gold. So that touchstone has that kind of a capability. Now what is the connection here? What is the connection here? Parvat Muni says just like the touchstone has the capability of transforming a person in any metal into gold, similarly you have the capability of transforming any person into a devotee. है ना? So that is why someone like a hunter also has been transformed into a devotee. So that is his capacity. Anyone who wants to become a devotee and who is determined to do that, Narad Muni is always there with him to show them the right path of reaching the Lord. And then what happens? What happens when we try to do all of these? Yeah, see, he is doing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He is doing the Mala. Everyone does it, right? Everybody does it? Yes? Okay. So this was the story about Mrigari. Now, why do you think it is important to be empathetic? What do you mean by empathetic? We should show sympathy towards others. Why should we show any sympathy towards others? And who are those others? Animals. Not just animals, even the plants, the human beings, everybody, all the living beings. We should be empathetic towards everybody, right? Why is it? Because every living being has got a soul of that in a part of that of the Lord in them, right? So the Lord resides in every living being. So that is why we should be empathetic, because every living being is equal to the Lord. है ना? So that is why we should be empathetic and not try to kill anybody. Similarly, if we are vegetarian and we look at non-vegetarian people and say, oh, you are non-vegetarian, I am not going to be friends with you, I am vegetarian. There's nothing to be proud of it, beta. Why is there nothing to be proud of it? The reason for that is because we are also killing plants, right? They are killing animals and they're eating and they're saying it outright. So what are we doing? We are also killing the plants, right? Then how did we become different from those non-vegetarians? Yeah. The difference is we put bhoga to the Lord first and then we eat. So what happens in the bargain? Now see, everything belongs to the Lord. So in that case, okay, what happens when we go to a hotel? Everything belongs to the hotel people, right? All the food. But whatever we need, only what we pay for, we can only take that much. We can't take everything, right? So now here, the Lord has permitted us to eat only certain things, not everything. So in that case, only those things should be eaten, and that also by offering and sharing it with the Lord first. When we share, only then we care for the other animals, right? Sharing is caring. Yes. So first we should share, and only then we should eat it. We should share it with the Lord first. Okay. Then all the negativity from the food will come out, and it will become sattvic food. Yes, all the attributes like sympathy, empathy, mercy, kindness, compassion, attitude, gratitude. You can use any word. All that should be there towards all the living beings. Why do you think Mrigari took pleasure in half killing the animals instead of killing them completely? Why do you think he did that? Because that is what he kept doing from the beginning, right? What happens when when we hurt somebody? Okay, someone gave us a slap. Then what happens? We want to immediately go give them two slaps, right? Not just one. है ना? So we're always in that anger mode. How did you slap me? How dare you do that? And go give another two slaps to that person and come. So we're always in that mode there, right? So when Mrigari is also killing the animals didn't do anything to Mrigari. But then he's been like that from childhood. That's what he's been taught and that's what he's been doing always, right? He's been told that you kill the animals half and you just leave them and you enjoy them because that's what he's been taught to do all this while. So what lesson do we learn from the Mrigari story? What lesson do we learn? That God is always watching us, है ना? So whatever good and bad we do, God is always there watching us, and he is always keeping an account of whatever we're doing, all our positive and all our negatives, everything he's keeping a note of it. So in our coming lives, he's going to check whether it is getting zeroed out or whatever is negative or positive. According to that, we get our next birth. है ना? And if anybody is a devotee, then accordingly he will get his part of whatever he needs to get, the good or the bad. All right. Then Narad Muni always was there as a guru in the last two stories that we have seen. So, which means that we need a guru in our life so that they teach us the right path. है ना? It's not that we learn on. Now, why do we go to school? Why don't we learn on our own? Because the guru tells us, okay, this is right and this is wrong. This is how you need to learn. So, that's why we go to school, right? So, similarly, we need a guru in our life to show us the right path. Okay. Then, what else do we learn from this? What else is the moral of the story here? That we should not kill animals at all. Okay, and not just animals, no plants, no living beings at all should be killed in any condition. Okay, and we should always keep chanting, chanting in any condition. Now, what happens when we chant? Okay, Smera is asking, what happens when you are zeroed out? What happens when you are zeroed out? When you have no negatives, no positives, then you are at a stage where it is just normal. Okay, but if you have devotion in your life, apart from this, then you go to Bhagavad Dham. You go to the Lord's kingdom. It is not just enough to just do karma as the positive or negative. Now imagine when, suppose I go out. Okay, I go out and I throw a stone at the dog. Okay, I throw a stick at some animal, and then I come back. I have done a bad, right? Now I come home, and what do? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm doing chanting here. So does that get zeroed out? It will not get zeroed out like that. Your intention is what is important. There you went and you threw a stone, a stick, and whatever you did, and you came back. That means you did something bad, right? Now you cannot zero that out by coming and doing chanting. Oh, I'm done. है ना? I am done for the day. Now all the negativity is gone. It's not like that. Your intention is what matters. Your determination is what matters. So when you are determined to do good, You will not even think of doing something like that, hai na? Automatically, you will stop thinking of doing any bad to anybody else at all. Nishant, if there is something that you want to message, only then you put on the chat box. Better, otherwise, do not do it. Okay? I think even before this, you messaged something like that, right? Please do not do it. Okay, Samhita says we do bad things in life and go to Mahakumbh. It is right that we go to Mahakumbh, but it is not enough that we just take a holy dip and okay, now I'm free. I've become clean. Like I have a bath with the soap and now I've become clean. It's not like that. Our intention, not just that point till our death. What is the main intention? Yeah, what is the main intention? The last moment of our life when it is the time of death, we should be able to think of the Lord. Yeah, we should be able to think of the Lord and say, Lord, I want to come to your kingdom. I want to be with you. है ना? Last story we learned, Dhruv Maharaj, he says, I collected pieces of glass, right? I could have asked for something much more. I could have asked you for moksha, but what did I do? I asked you for a greater kingdom. Then my grandfather, which didn't make any sense at all, right? So we have to understand what we need to get at. We need to reach at moksha. We need to reach the Lord's kingdom so that we enjoy everything that the Lord enjoys. Okay. Okay, so the reason behind his transformation was a guru in his life, right? So a guru came to his rescue when he was in a condition where he was in total tamoguna and then he wanted to change himself. So that determination gave him a transformation. Until and unless you are determined to do something, how will anybody help you, right? So that's what it is. Okay. See, it's giving the takeaways here that it is our duty to see that no one suffers because of our duties. We should always do something where we are able to take whatever we are giving. Okay, and not get into unnecessary pleasures. Okay, no material pleasures is what we should get into. Even a hunter can become a devotee, right? So we should always think of being good. We should always be filled with goodness. So we should also start doing the mala every day. Yes, Anmay says chanting the Maha Mantra. That's the ultimate thing for us to do, and with good intention. When we are doing that, we keep doing, then what happens? The more we keep remembering the Lord, we'll keep forgetting the bad from our minds. You know? So that will go out of our mind. So that is the ultimate aim. Okay. All right. Uh, this is the end of the story. So if anybody has doubts, you can ask me. You've already been asking anyways. If you have still more doubts, you can ask. Mataji, can we take the doubts? We have 5 of them who've raised hands.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We'll unmute.
Okay.
Uh, okay, so whoever has doubts, please raise your hands. Okay, first we'll go with Smera. That's right, right? Smera.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, does your karma affect the way you die?
Yes, beta, because it's not just one karma that you have done, right? Your entire life is what you're doing something or the other. And it's not just doing, even if you're thinking. Suppose you even think bad for somebody, that also is going to affect, right? So it's not just what you are doing, even what you're thinking matters. Okay.
Okay.
So it's not just what you do at the last minute of your death, even your whatever you have done, karma or whatever you've thought, that also matters your death. How you die, how you get your next birth, everything matters on that. That's why
Okay.
Mrigari was told, you're also going to die like this only. You know? Suffering because you killed so many animals. Okay. Next question. Mataji, next question.
Yes, ma'am. Anmay?
Miss, I didn't understand the dance which Mrigari was doing.
You did not understand the dance. He was dancing. He was singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Miss, I didn't understand the dance. They call it
It is Kirtan, beta.
Kirsan.
Kirtan, Kirtan. T-A-N, Kirtan.
Kirtan.
Yes, very good. All right. Okay, next question.
Chinmay.
Ma'am, who is Parvat Muni?
See, he is a friend of Narad Muni. He is also a Muni. Parvat is what? A mountain. So whatever we have natural things in this universe that is given by the Lord, everybody has a god to that. Now the rivers also have different names. Right? There's a goddess and the god for everything like that. Parvat also has a lord which is called Parvat Muni. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Next
Nishant.
question.
Ma'am, why are the people taking a holy dip in the river in the festival of Mahakumbh?
Okay, this is because that is such a place where it is the holy river where three rivers are meeting. So what happens in that place? It is an understanding that if we take a dip in that water, our sins will get washed away in that. But it's not just taking a dip. Our after and before karma also has to be right. What we think has to be right. Only then everything makes sense. If we do one good thing and do 100 bad things, it doesn't make our life good, है ना? So, like that, not just taking a dip in the water, all the other things also should be in place. This is one part of it.
Ma'am, while Parvat Muni and Narad Muni came to meet
They did not come.
Mriguri, right, ma'am?
They were just going in the sky because Narad Muni has the habit of visiting places around, right? So he was just going around in the sky, and he happened to see Mrigari there.
Ma'am,
Okay.
then Mrigari didn't dance to please them, ma'am.
Now you tell me, did he dance to please them or to please the Lord? He did not say Narad Muni, right? He said Hare Krishna, right? So that was to please the Lord, है ना?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions? Okay,
Uh,
next question.
Purvika.
Ma'am, why Mariguri killed the animals, ma'am?
Because that is what his upbringing was, na beta. Because from childhood, that is what he was used to seeing. His father used to do that, है ना? So he also continued doing that. When we see our parents doing something, we also tend to think about that and to do something like that, right? So a doctor's son tends to think like a doctor, to maybe become a doctor. So similarly, hunter's son thought of becoming a hunter. That's all.
Thanks.
Okay. Next person.
Devika.
You said we should not harm anything. So we all kill mosquitoes, right? So is it a karma?
Yes, beta. We should not kill any mosquitoes also. That also is wrong, na? Okay.
Hasini. Hasini. Yes. Please unmute. Hmm.
Ma'am, why should we not kill our living things?
Because every living being has a part of the Lord in them, right? The God resides in all the living beings, na? So that is why we should not kill any living beings at all, whether it is animals, plants, whoever, whatever. No living being should be killed because it is equal to the Lord. Every living being has a part of the Lord in them. Okay.
Ma'am, I have another question too.
Yes. Yes, beta.
When we should not also pluck stuffs from plant like flower.
See, flowers we can pluck because we're ultimately offering it to the Lord, right? And after that, as a prasadam from the Lord, we can put it in our hair or keep it with us in our purse or something like that. So that is fine. As long as we're doing something to offer it to the Lord, it is fine. But there are limited things that we can offer to the Lord, right? That's all is the condition we need to remember. Okay. All right. So I think we are done with our time. If you have any other
Yes,
questions,
ma'am.
I think you can ask your coordinator, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you so much, everybody. I think there's just one confusion with the name of today's katha. It's Mrigari, Mrigari. Some of the kids could not pronounce it. So, just for confirmation, it's Mrigari. Mrigari. Okay?
Can you see it on the slide there behind? It is written. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
ma'am.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Radhe Radhe.
Hare Rama.
Hare Radhe, ma'am. Hare Krishna, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. See you in the next class, everyone.